Okay, so we have another session with different healing modalities. Then Fatehjiit is back. It seems to like, I think we are going to continue what we discussed last time and maybe more intensified version of the same thing. So, Fatehjiit will guide us about angels and psychic reading, mediumship reading, and tarot reading. So, Fatehjiit, please.
Okay, so thank you so much for again giving me this opportunity to share. I actually received messages from few students, and they actually wanted to know more about the reading work because in the previous session I've shared in vast about the healing modalities, and they also wanted to know about what kind of readings I do and all that. So that's the only reason I decided to go for this session so that they can be aware of the different reading modalities that I do as such. So, shall I start with the angel reading, tarot reading? Because I would like to combine both and then would like to start the psychic and the mediumship reading.
Whichever way you are convenient, it's yours. Is your like choice. Whichever way you want to take.
Okay, so let me start with angel readings and tarot readings. Now, angel reading and the tarot readings here, we use divination tools. That means we take assistance from the cards, and through cards, the angels guide us. So, if I use an angel card, while shuffling the card, angels will guide me intuitively which card to pick. And then, based on the messages that we receive from the card, we receive the necessary insights about the person, about the setter. For example, if they have come up for a health consultation, the cards would have certain message related to something that may be happening in their life, the reason and what possible solutions we can offer to the sitter so that we can help them. So, angel cards, tarot cards, even oracle cards, these are like you can say the preliminary set of tools that a person who is training himself or herself to be a psychic or to be a medium, these are the tools he or she would start his journey with because they would really help him to establish his connection with his guides, with his soul helpers, and when they feel more confident with it, then they can step into the other role, which is being a psychic medium or being a doing more psychic readings and doing more mediumship readings. So the initial set of tools that we use are angel cards, and then they are oracle cards, and then they are tarot cards. The only difference between them is the source from where we are receiving the information. If I'm using oracle cards, then I'm receiving the information from the oracle guides. Tarot cards, they have been used more intensely in Europe. So the in tarot cards, I mean, like they were invented in Europe. So they were first of all used in Europe in 16th and the 17th century. So in tarot cards, we receive information, insights from the tarot guides. And in angel, we are receiving the information, guidance from the angels. So the source from where we are receiving the information, it is different. Oracle guides, tarot guides, or angels. Otherwise, these are all divination tools. They all offer us spiritual insights and messages and guidance from so that we can be helped into various areas of life, whether it is health, whether it is finances, whether it is life purpose, whether it is relationship, or any sort of guidance that they require.
So I wanted to know about these sidebars. So you are trying to say that this angel and psychic reading is the same thing, one the same thing.
It's not the angel and the psychic reading is the same. In angel reading, we use cards. In psychic reading, we don't use cards. So there are no divination tools. So in angel
Uh,
cards, tarot cards, oracle cards, I have a source, I have something in physical form, I'll shuffle the cards and then I'll receive the insights. But when I sit for the psychic reading, I will not be using any tools as such, because straight away here I'm connecting with the spirit guides and they will guide us intuitively, sharing information. So the
Yeah,
difference between angel and the psychic is using tools and no divination.
right. And there is intermediary in between for angel reading, but for psychic reading, there is no intermediary. You are directly connecting with the like the guides and all. That's what I understood. Okay. Now, about these cards. So, angel cards are different, tarot cards are different, and oracle cards are different. They are different modalities of cards, if we
Yes,
say. They all were originated in different places in different times, or
different places and different times, yeah.
and the purpose is also different.
The purpose is to help. So if you feel called to use, like when I sit for a reading, there are times when I feel called to use angel cards, but then there are times when I feel called that I should be using oracle cards for the reading. So
What
whichever cards.
what makes you change shift? What is there that a question or a particular reason why you can feel that okay now angel card may not be helpful, oracle card may be more helpful.
So here the guides, they share us intuitively which card we should be using, whether we should be using the angel cards and tarot cards. For example, I use a lot of angel cards in my reading. So I have, for example, 10 cards, 10 angel cards. So I would not be sitting for a reading with all 10 angel cards. The guides will intuitively tell me that you need to pick up this card for the reading, because this particular card set would help the sitter who would be coming for the session. So the guides will share that information uh,
Okay.
previously.
Um, I wanted to know about these like cars. Largely they are about pictures, right? They are like pictures on the surface. Now, one picture can be interpreted in like many different ways.
Yes.
Okay, there can be many interpretations. Just like in astrological chart, one planetary placement can have like thousands of interpretations. Uh, how do we get to the like precision that only this interpretation will apply for this person?
So this information, again, the guides will share us intuitively about the situation of the person. So for example, if there is an earth element in the card, one person would interpret it in a different way, but the other person would interpret. But both the information would be pointing towards the same thing. That the person has to work on the fears. So one medium will show that information in a different way, but the other will show it in a different way, because each and every person is different. Each and every person will read the card in a different way. The way I will read the cards, the person who is sitting, who is a medium, they will read the card in a different way, but the messages that they would be sharing would be apt for the person who would be coming for the reading, because the messages would point towards the situation that the person has come for.
Okay, so that will automatically happen.
That will, I mean, like for example, if I start with oracle cards, they are very basic cards, and basically you will have you will just have clear messages, like the
Mm,
person has to spend time in nature, or the person is working on the manifestation and the manifestation is under process. Then there are tarot
mm,
cards where there are no clear messages as such. They are pictures, and how you interpret picture depends on what depends on the kind of the question the person is asking.
mm.
So again, it all depends on your experience and how well you are practicing and how well versed you are with the cards with. But
And the experience kind of thing. How experienced
yes,
you?
yes, but no matter person A reading the card, person B reading the card, the messages would be apt for the person who is coming for the reading, because the guides know, the guides will intuitively tell you that this is the situation the person is going through, and this is a message that you have to share with the person, because These cards are not about predictions. These are healing messages because they reflect on our own healing modalities. That this is something that I have to work upon. And once we start working on those inner aspects, then things start changing in our life. We make we may make certain predictions like this thing could happen, that thing could happen. But our teacher has always guided us that nothing is written over stone. Every person has free will and the energy can change. The only reason we are using these divination tools is to help the person. So you may feel well lifted, you may feel happy after the session. But after the session, if you're not working and if you're just waiting, that she said that November would be a significant month and something would happen, and you will just sit and relax and nothing would happen. Why? Even after you have taken the session, because you have not done the work. So these cards are not about predictions as such. This is what the people, they often say that I'm reading for the card reading sessions. I will have that necessary predictions about the next exposure of my life. They will show you where you are in your healing journey,
Okay.
and they will help you to bring more
Uh,
changes into the life, provided you are ready to work on it.
right. So yeah, like I'm just interested in understanding cards. So as you like got logged out, I'm just like giving a heads up. I'm just trying to understand the origin of the cards and how to interpret them. Okay, and like we can go into precision with the cards. Another thing I have like realized with the cards that like people can create their own decks, right? Tarot decks and all. Okay.
Yes.
So there is no like a precise format that traditionally this is the tarot deck you need to follow and all. Like um, like new tarot card readers coming, they are creating their own decks. Just like in astrology, new people are coming, they are creating their own anamsha and all. Okay, so like is it still that effective? It depends on the person's experience on that particular tarot deck, or like we should follow a particular traditional deck which is followed for years or centuries and all.
So I would say that first of all, if you think that you have that level of expertise that you can very well interpret the cards and you are being guided to create your own deck, then with the help of your guides, you can definitely create the cards. And if you are making the cards with their guidance, then definitely it would be successful as such. But related to what's the other question, sir?
So, like, suppose I created my deck, maybe through the guidance of like my guides and all, I created the deck. Will I have more like command over that particular deck, and my predictions will be more precise in comparison to any other deck which I was following because it is my system in a way.
So, here I would again say that whenever you sit for the reading, if you have created a deck, definitely your mind or maybe your ego may want you to sit with your own deck. But again, if we clear that energy and we sit with the intention that we are here to help the sitter and we ask this information from the guides, please help us to find out the right deck that will bring the healing message for this person. Then you would be sure. Either it can be your deck or it could be some other person deck as such.
Uh, yeah, do you want to ask something about spam tarot decks and all?
I'm having connection issues. I'm sorry.
No problem. So this is like about these tarot decks. If we just talk about tarot or like angel or oracle and all. Uh, so suppose I came for a relationship reading. Let's take an example. Suppose I came in a relationship and like usual process I think is like taking the three cards and all. Usual process I'm saying that you can know your place. But this is now those three cards will have like different interpretation. interpretations. If they are angel cards and tarot cards, okay. If oracle card, then okay, one message. But angel and tarot, they will have like different pictures, different interpretations, different levels of interpretation. So from the lowest level to the highest level. And I'm just simply asking for relationship timing and all, or what kind of challenges I may have in relationship. Okay. So depends on the part and which level of interpretation we should be taking, the base level, the mid level, or the highest level.
Okay, so here, if I'm working on, for example, a relationship reading as such, working on the timing, again, we'll sit with the cards. For example, I've been guided to use only one card for this reading. So I'll just use one card. Instead of traditionally laying three cards, I'll ask the guides how many cards should I be picking up for this reading. And based on the cards, for example, after three cards, four cards, if I feel that I have still not received the information as yet, the angels and the tarot guides will ask me to pick up the cards unless and until they feel as if like now we have received the message. So the message can be received in three cards, the message can be received in five cards, and sometimes for such readings, we have to draw close to 7 to 10 cards as well in order to receive the message. But they will ask you to stop picking up the cards when they feel that you have picked up the card, because it's not that when I pick the card I'll straight away flip the card. The cards would still be in the backward direction. We'll only start opening the cards when we feel that now we have picked up sufficient amount of the cards as well. But then there are times when even after picking 5 6 cards, you feel intuitively that no, you have to still pick one or two cards because you are still very close to the resolution, then you will pick. So in each and everything, though we are receiving the messages from the cards, we are still intuitively being connected with our guides because they are communicating with you, helping you to interpret the cards and guiding you with a slight nudge that maybe after this card you have to pick the third card. It's not that after first card I have to pick the second card itself. The order in which the cards have to be picked, till what time I have to pick up the cards, everything they will guide us. And sometimes these readings they do take some time. There was a reading I did where I have to pick up 7 cards in order to share where do I see this relationship happening and what will happen in the next couple of months and as such.
So as I understood, first the connection with the guide is important, then the card come into the place.
Yes, because the guides will tell you which card to pick, how many decks you should be using, whether you would be receiving all the messages from this card, or whether you would be using 3 cards of this deck or 1 card of that deck and all that. Sometimes I use a mixture of angel and tarot cards as well. So I would be picking up 3 angel cards, but then I would also be using 1 tarot deck to draw the last fourth card because I know that with this fourth card the reading would be complete.
And how to have this connection with the guides.
For that, we have to sit with our guides, we have to talk to them, we need to listen to them. We can, the more time you will sit with your guides, the more you understand them, the more you get to know them, the more they will help you in picking up it. So these informations we all get through intuitively regarding what cards we would be picking and where we have to stop and for how long do we have to pick up the cards. And this also comes with practice. Like when I started picking up doing these readings, I was just using one set of cards, but then slowly I started using 3 4 set of cards. But then there is one set of card that I always use because I know that with this card set um, I will have all the messages that this person needs to know. And then there are times when the guides will tell me that you don't need cards for the reading, even a psychic reading in this case would suffice. So in that case I will not use any divination tool and I will just do a psychic reading and the person would receive the message whatsoever they need to receive for that situation.
So tell me something about the connection with the guide. Like, how did you come to know that this is my guide, and like how did you like connect with the guide and all?
Okay, so for that, you can do meditations and you can ask your guide to show themselves up to you. So it takes time, it takes year of practice, sometimes even months of practice because they also need to feel comfortable coming up to you. They are there in the background and they will therefore help you out. But in order to establish a solid and a strong connection, you have to sit with them. You have to make sure that you bring them every time you sit for any spiritual work.
Mm. No,
So
uh, if I ask, so please continue. Then I will ask.
So the simple practice that we have been like asked by our teachers to do on a regular basis is to sit with your guide. Sit with your guide and ask questions and then wait. Be patient. And when the time is right, the guide will intuitively show themselves to you. They will show you how they look because the spirit guide is mostly the person who has spent life in the earthly realm. So they are well versed with the kind of challenges humans face in this earthly realm. And they are also someone who have done this kind of work in their past life. So maybe the guide, if I sit for the healing work, then I would call my healing guide. If I sit for divination work, then I'll call the working guide to be with me. And they will help us because they have expertise over this work. And they are also receiving a lot of training related to this work in the afterlife as well.
Uh, if I say so, I follow Osho, as you know, and I'm like his disciple. Can I say that Osho is my spiritual guide?
If you feel connected to Osho, then yes, he is your spiritual guide.
You are breaking up. Please repeat.
Yes, if you feel the most connected with a spiritual master
Mm.
like Osho, then definitely he is your spiritual guide. Whenever you call upon him for assistance, he would be there for you to help you out.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is always there. Like the session we had with Sheila, if you remember, if you have seen that session, in that, like Sheila also told, like whenever she has a question, she will just look into his picture and the like problem will be solved. Okay. The same thing is with me. Uh, okay, fine. He is the spiritual guide. Now, what I'm trying to understand through this discussion is like we all have some messages coming, okay, intuitive messages. Like we think about something, something happens, okay. Like it happens with me regularly that if a person didn't contact me for few years, let's say, like the client, they didn't contact me for about 4 years. They took consultation 4 years back. For 4 years, they didn't contact. Now, today morning, I suddenly thought about the person, and the afternoon they emailed.
Hmm.
Okay, does it mean like what you were saying, like the intuitive guidance from the master?
It could be that there is a telepathic communication between you and the other person, and that's the reason they are like connecting with you. Sometimes there is also telepathic communication.
Hmm. Likewise, master also like our guides also can communicate with you like this one.
They will communicate with us telepathically only because the language is different. It is only with the thoughts.
Thoughts.
Yeah, thoughts and emotions. They would understand us and they will connect with us.
How to how to understand this is the thought coming from the guide in comparison to regular thoughts we are having. How to differentiate between them.
Okay, so it also takes some time because it also depends on what kind of energy we are in. Uh, if we are in a fear-based mode and if a thought comes, then most probably this is from the ego itself and this is not from from the guide.
Right.
If during a chaotic situation you suddenly feel calm, all of a sudden, you know that there is a message from the guide itself. So it also takes some time and also practice to understand whether this is from our guides or whether this is from our ego or our own mind. When mediums they start reading, or when we do psychic reading in the initial stage itself, we are also confronted with fear, because sometimes we feel as if like we are just making up the stuff and nothing of this sort is there. But the more we trust the messages that we receive intuitively, the stronger it gets.
Right. So, like, this is what I was thinking. Like, the message is there. Like, we all get messages. Messages are always roaming around. Just like radio signal, your signal should be like tuning with that, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Right. Most of the time, our head is cluttered with the thoughts.
Hmm.
Okay, lots of thoughts. So it is like very difficult to differentiate which thought is like coming from the master or the guide, and which is your mundane random thought. Okay,
So
so this
better
is
to ask question when you are in a very calm space and when you are in a very serene environment, or maybe after a meditative practice. Ask a question and then patiently wait for the answer, and then the kind of energy with which you receive the answers, you will understand that this is from the guides or this is from your own mind. But again, it takes practice to differentiate between the two, because in the beginning stage, it becomes difficult to understand.
because we are so much used to the ego, mind's ego. Okay,
Yes, and also we are also constantly being surrounded with this noise, because we are now in this age of social media. There is hardly any time that we give to ourselves when we sit in silence and when we just devoid ourselves from this outside space. We are not even accustomed to be in this place where we can sit in silence for just 2 minutes, and because we are afraid to do that. So we also have to train ourselves to refrain ourselves from social media and from the other environment, especially the kind of environment we are living in, so that we can find space to tune in with our soul and understand the answers and the messages that our soul and the guides they are always trying to give us, but we are so busy that we don't give time.
right. Love, Cesar, Angie, you want to ask something?
No, thanks. But I'm enjoying it very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hi. So this is it. The difference between angel, tarot, oracle, they are like one group, we can say.
You can say
Because
they are one group, because these are the tools by which we receive the insights through cards.
hmm, and the psychic reading is the direct connection with the guides.
Direct connection, because here the difference is that we are receiving guidance from the spirit guides. So here the
Hmm.
energy is different. We are receiving guidance from the guides, but here we are not using any tools as such. We will receive information about a person. The information could be related to the past, very much during the times we receive information about the present state, the present scenario of the person, but then there are also instances when we may receive insights about what may happen in the future. So when I sit for the reading, I try to bring a combination of the angel and the psychic reading. I first of all start with the psychic reading without using any divination tool as such, and then I'll receive some messages. And in the initial stages, I used to write a lot in my paper, and I used to fill pages. But now my guides they have showed they told me that not to write too much, and they'll make me stop during the middle of the paper, and then they will ask me to pick up the cards, and mostly the cards that we would pick up, the messages that we are receiving from the cards, they would correspond to what I have already written on the paper. So that way we are getting a validation of the information that you are getting on an intuitive level and the cards that you would be picking up, and combining both brings a, you can say, a very good outcome to the sitter who is coming for the reading for any spiritual insight in any area of their life.
You are using the word guides. So a person can have like multiple guides.
Yes.
Someone is angel guide, someone is oracle guide, someone is like tarot guide.
Okay, so if I sit with angel cards, I would be receiving information from angels. If I sit with oracle cards, from the oracle guides, cards, tarot guides. But if I'm not using any divination tool, if I've asked for angels to come in, then the information would come from the angels. But psychically, but the information will also come from the guides itself. And then there are also times during the readings when we are also surrounded by loved one and spirits. Then we are also receiving the information from the deceased loved ones as well. So, and a person has lot of spirit guides. The more, I mean to say, like when you progress spiritually in your career, in your life as such, you will be receiving a lot of assistance. Uh, in the initial stage, maybe you may feel that you have like just one or two guide, but as you grow, there are people who say that they are surrounded with plethora of guides. Some even say that they have 20 spirit guides with them. And the spirit guide is not that the spirit guide is with you throughout your life. Only one guide will be with you throughout the life. The other guides will change as and when your career changes, or as and when your life path changes, because the guides also have lots of people to take care of. So the one spirit guides can also be taking care of 500 people, for example. But then there would be one spirit guide who has a contract with you, who would be with you before you decided to come into the earthly realm as such. The way we say that we have one guardian angel who would always be there with us, the same way we have at least one spirit guide.
Okay. Right. And like if I want to like connect with my spirit guides or all the guides, okay, like I have to like the process is the same meditation and all.
Yes, meditate and set an intention to connect with your guide. Ask
Assertion.
them to come and ask them to show themselves to
Right.
you. And when the
Got it.
time is right, they will come and then
Right.
they will show themselves. They will also share their stories about their earthly life, when they were born, why they decided to help you, and all that.
Right. Got it. Now I got it. Like the whole thing is like it is just a manifestation of what you want. Okay, like the spirit guides also, like all the spiritual experiences we have. Okay, like Osho talks about it. Uh, that even like the highest of spiritual experience is like the kind of like manifestation from your side. First of all, the desire should be there. That intention you should project that I want to have this experience, this particular spiritual experiences. Like there are specific meditation techniques if someone wants to have an out of body experience. There you have to like intently say that I want to come out of my body. I want to come out of my body. You have to intently say. And when that intention sets up, and whenever the like universe thinks that you are ready for that experience happens.
Yes.
Okay. Same way, I think it is like that.
Yes, intention really matters. And then there are times when you really want, for example, to connect maybe with your star family as such. You set an intention that I would like to connect with them, but maybe internally you're not ready.
Mm,
Then they will not come to you. So it's
right,
only when they know that you have worked on your fears and you have worked on yourself and you are brave enough to experience that reality, they will come to you.
right. As we know about must people, uh, if you remember, we talked about must along, along with Avatar Meher. Okay, he has worked a lot on must people. They are those people who try to hurry up. Okay, who are not yet ready for like high spiritual experiences, but they were not patient enough. They tried to have the experience as soon as possible. So experience happened, but they could not handle it. They were like uh, like mentally or physically, they were like unable to handle the experience. So that is like a must is the person who is like a poor guy, he is in between. Okay, now he is not useful for this world also, nor he could get into the other world. So he got in between. Okay, that is it. So now I understand like what you were saying. It is like just the intention which has to be manifested. Okay, to to connect with your spiritual guides also, and then they will further guide you towards this like different divination tool and all which you should be using, right?
Yeah, and practice as much as you can, and also patience is very much required into the process. There are times when we really want to connect, but then we are not patient. We also need to surrender. It is very important that we
Right,
just have to let go. If we are always hurried up for them to show, they may not show up as such.
right, I understand. Uh, our Osho also talks about that it should be like that is the difference between assertion and thought. Okay, it should be assertion. What is the difference between assertion and thought? Like I said, that it like intuitively you get a thought, and there is another thought which is mind's creation. Intuitive thought we can call it assertion. This mind creation is a thought. Mind's created thought always have the duality. Yes, no, yes, no. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Will it happen? Will it not happen? Assertion has no duality. Assertion, this will happen. Okay, this is the difference between the message coming from the guides, which is assertion more so, rather than the mind related thought, which is always in the duality. Mind is always in the duality.
Yeah.
So this is it. Like right, good discussion. Thank you. Anyone wants to ask anything? Yeah, yeah. As you logged out, we just talked about like how to connect with the spiritual guide. They're like Fatehjiit told that it is all about like our meditative practices with intention. You have to intently say and like project that I want to connect with my spiritual guides, and then like whenever the guides feel right, they can connect with. Right. Thank you. Yeah. So now I understood. So first we have first step I think is like connecting with the guides. Second, they will guide you whether I should go towards angel reading and oracle reading or tarot reading. And the messages are also coming from them only. Okay, when I get into like suppose I get into tarot reading, then the like whatever interpretation I'm getting, that is also coming from the like guides only.
From the guides and also from the tarot guides, because I'm using tarot card as a divination tool. So it's coming from both the sources, from the spirit guides and also from the tarot guides as such.
Yeah. Right. Um, about psychic reading, if you can explain a little bit more.
Okay, so in psychic reading, we are not using any divination tool. We are receiving information. You can say that probably from the person's aura or from the person's energy. There are also different kind of psychic readings. For example, there is a color reading as such. So with the colors, we find out what is the energy level of this person, whether this person is angry or whether this person is overthinking, whether there is a specific chakra that is blocked and the person has to work upon. So in psychic reading, there are different kinds of readings, but the only difference is there are no divination tools as such. Any reading, if we do, maybe a color reading where we are given information in the form of colors and then we interpret what this color means for this person. There is also a flower reading or a crystal reading where the guide will show a crystal and the crystal will show certain images, or crystal will show certain qualities that would be relevant to the particular thing that is happening in the life of the person who is coming for the reading. Or there could be like just a simple messages that the guides want to give you, the messages that your guides want to give to the sitter who is coming for the reading as such. Or maybe you would be also drawing intuitively because the guides now want to share your information in the form of symbols. So everything where we are not using divination tools, where the information is either in the form of art, information can be in the form of colors, information can be in the form of flower or crystal or maybe ribbon, different sets of exercises are there. We are receiving information about the person, about what's happening in their life. Mostly in my readings, we receive the information about what is happening presently in the life of the person. But then, if there is something which is severely affecting this person, which could be related to the past as well, then they will also show intuitively. Like it could be result of something that could have happened in the past. And when for example, in my last reading, there was this person, and there were a lot of things that were like going around. It's like a story related to certain series of events, and the result was related to something that could have happened in the past of this person, not past life but past. Then the guide will show the person, whether it's the father, whether it's the mother, whether it's someone, maybe a relationship. So with this, we understand that, oh, the person has to work on clearing out this energy. And sometimes even in psychic readings, if there is this health challenge, for example, person is going through, then the angels, then the guide, sorry, will tell us that this thing is something related to the past life, so go for the past life reading and the clearing session as such. It's like a straightaway answer that they will share. So they are like varied sources through which we receive information psychically. It could be in the art, where there are few people who draw. They draw and then they comprehend. Few people would draw symbols. Maybe they'll draw an eye or maybe a bucket of water, and then they would interpret it. Some would describe a flower. For example, if I've received a flower for this person, I'll describe the flower and then I'll share with the flower petals and with the stem what exactly may be happening in the life of the person as such. So these are like all different forms of creativity that we use in the readings, just to maybe sometimes to have a very fancy look, but inside the reading you will receive the information about the present energy, and if something is there that may be affecting the present energy, and also future insights about what the person really needs to work upon as such.
Mm. Let's take like example of like someone going through a career, but now he feels saturated in that career. That okay, whatever I could have achieved, I have achieved it in that field. Okay, and he is having these thoughts that okay, I should change my career. Okay, let's suppose like he's a sports person and he has achieved everything in the sports, and now he's having the feeling, why not try the music? Okay, music world. Is this thought also coming from the guides? They are guiding him.
Well, in that case, we ask the person how confident they are with in trying music as their lifelong profession, or in trying music as as a profession. If there's like a 50-50 chance, oh, I think I can, but I'm not sure about it, then in that case it could be from the guide, but there is also some human mind which is
Mind.
involved. But if the person is 100% sure, like I know that intuitively this is from the guides, then we'll just receive that acknowledgement from the guides through the cards, or maybe psychically we receive the message yes or no, and then we proceed further with the reading as such. But then, if the person is confused, then we draw the cards, or then we tune in psychically, and then we ask the guides for assistance what exactly this person should be doing in, or whether he should be focusing on the career, and side by side he should be training himself in the new modality that he would really like to try for some couple of months and all that. Because there are people who want to make career changes and they are in their 50s, but then they are not sure about it, because there are also times when they are not even supported by their family members. They are dependent on their wife. If the wife is working and the husband is in their 50s, as then they are like not confident. Internally they know that they should be doing it, but then because they are not receiving that support, uh, they are not sure whether they are following the right steps or not. So there we have to like ask them what they feel, and if they're 100% sure about it, but it's just because of the background noise from the people which is interfering in their own decision making, then that is something that they really need to work upon and give power to their own dreams, and then we guide them what exactly they should be doing. But if it is coming from the people that this is what you should be doing, and because we feel that this is right for you, but the person internally do not want to do it, then we tell them just listen to your voice, internal voice, what exactly you want to do, and proceed further with it. This is your life,
Right.
this is your career, and you should give power to your dreams and should not listen to anyone as such.
Right. Like in my case, when I shifted from corporate to astrology, I didn't tell anyone that I resigned. I didn't tell anyone that I resigned and I'm taking this profession until and unless I like got little bit settled in this profession. Only then people came to know that my friends and other relatives they came to know that I resigned and I'm into astrology. Otherwise, I didn't tell them. I didn't want to have that like negative like feedback coming. Oh, what you are doing?
Yeah, because a lot of people they really want to follow their calling, but they are like not sure and they are not confident because they are not receiving that kind of support from the people.
Mm,
Especially, it becomes very hard when they don't receive support from their own family members. There was this
mm,
person, and that person was earning handsome money from the corporate sector, and then the person shifted to the business, and they were not getting that support, and the family was pushing that person go and earn. You used to earn 50K and 70K, and now you are just earning 10K, and sometimes you don't even earn. The family will push you because they really want you to follow the traditional norms. That's what the society do. But then you have to really believe in yourself that this is something that you really want to do, and you should be firm in your decision making, because if you will not do it for yourself, then who else will do it for you?
So it goes back to the thought, like what we discussed last time also. Like
It goes
what
back to the thoughts, and this also does not even happen in career. I would say this even happen especially to females when they reach the certain desired age to get married, and the family keep pushing them, but the girl or the woman is not ready for it. But just because of societal norms, they keep pushing. Well, no, the biological age would be gone and all that. The person itself is not ready. They are just being asked to marry because the society expects them to marry, even though internally they know that there is huge thing in their plate,
mm,
and they have to clear that pile first because they themselves are not ready. So a lot comes on our shoulders from the society and from the people expectations. That's the only reason it is very important on a daily basis to clear that energy on everyday basis, and at least to give time to yourself to sit with your soul at least for 2 minutes, just to cut out that noise so that you can spend time with yourself, and you can spend time listening to the soul. But first of all, you have to remove that chatter, and it takes time. It doesn't happen because, and most of the people they're not even ready to do it because they say that whenever I close my eyes, we are like bombarded by this huge set of thoughts. People are afraid to take that step itself.
right? Any question, comment, love, Ria, Cesar, and okay, right. Mediumship.
Okay, so the sole difference between the psychic and the mediumship reading is here we are talking to people who are dead. Now, it
Mm,
looks almost frightening, and some people they ask, "Do you talk to ghosts?" No, I don't talk to ghosts. I talk to deceased loved ones who really wants to make connection with their family members, because It's not that we miss them, they equally miss us. And they really also want to share that even though they may not be physically visible to us, they are very well around us. And this is a kind of a reading where we receive messages from the loved ones who have crossed over. Um, and these kind of readings, the loved ones, they come on their own. We have to like set an intention that we really want to connect with them. But then we are all spirit led as such. So for example, if I'm doing mediumship reading for you,
mm,
Vishalji, so there I'll set an, for example, if I need to connect with X person,
mm.
but maybe Y person wants to come. So even though the intention is to connect with X person, the Y person will come forward because we are spirit led. They will decide who wants to come. So,
What was the word?
okay. For example, let me give another example. There is one person, for example, Swati. She came and she said that I would like to connect with my father. Now, Swati has
Mm,
both her father and her mother in heaven. She wants to connect
mm,
with her father, but during the reading, the father does not show up, the mother shows up.
mm,
And Swati is very reluctant that I only want to connect with my father. So in such
mm.
kind of readings, we always share that we are spirit led. Though we may set an intention that we would like to connect to Swati father, it's spirit who will decide who will come. We may receive messages from the father, but more prominently the energy that really wants to step forward and that would like to connect with the daughter is the mother as such. So we cannot decide that I have to connect with the father or I want to connect with the mother. Spirit will decide who wants to come forward to.
Can it happen in reverse order, but here individual is coming to you and you are reaching out to the soul? Can soul reach out to you that it wants to connect with the individual?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Here Swati came and said that like I want to connect with my father.
Huh.
Can it happen that father's soul is coming to you in some meditative session and saying that I want to connect with my daughter?
It has happened before as well, and it does happen as such. Most of the times, whosoever we set an intention for during the reading, the soul of the person, the spirit of the person appears. But because we are bound by the rules, these are like the UK rules, and this is what we have been like instructed to share whenever we sit for the mediumship readings, that even though we say that we want to connect with this person, we are spirit led. So that
Mm,
because we also have to frame this expectation that we are not the one who is controlling the session, we are actually being
mm,
controlled by the spirit world because they have the authority whosoever wants to come through. But yes, the father can come because it happens in most of my psychic readings that for example, the father is there during the healing session or the father is there during the angel reading as such. The father may come, they may be in the background as well. They may come, they may just say hi, hello as such, or they may just come up with a message that we can share with the sitter as such. But maybe at that point of time when the person booked the session, Swati booked the session, maybe internally the mother wanted to connect with her, or maybe she wanted to connect with the mother, but she is not able to decide it for herself, and that's the reason such kind of thing happens.
mm. Any question on this? This can be interesting for people. Hello. Yeah.
Um, Hi. So when we are talking they, they come, they say, so are we referring to a shape, a body, a face? Like, can you explain a little bit more of the visual that you get? Like,
Okay.
what is it?
Okay, so before I answer this question, I'll just explain how we do the readings and then I'll answer this question. Okay, so in mediumship reading, first of all, the first way by which we connect with the spirit is either if we are presented with a picture of a person. So I have a picture of, for example, my grandmother, and I want to connect with my grandmother. So I'll see the picture, and then through the picture, I'm receiving the information. Okay, so that's how one reading goes. In another reading, I'll just, for example, ask who is the spirit who is with love at this point of time. For example, it's the grandmother is there with you. Then the grandmother will show herself when the grandmother was living. She will show her height, she will show how she looked at that point of time. Maybe she will present herself when she was in her 20s, maybe she will present herself when she was in her 50s. She will show a relevant age, some relevant areas of her life, about her personality. Maybe she'll also speak about her children. So there are different ways by which we can sense the information. So intuitively we receive it from the guides. Sometimes I would not even see, but I just know that there is a woman around this person. There are times when I would hear, and there are times when I would strongly feel that energy. So sometimes I would see, sometimes I would hear, sometimes I would feel, and there are times when I just know it, and I don't even know the source from where the information is coming from. But nowadays it's like mostly I can see that there's a spirit around this person, or there is a father energy, or there is a mother energy around this person as such. And then we share the information, like this is how they are presenting themselves, this is like their hairstyle, this is what they used to do for a living, that's like their personality, that's how they used to work. Maybe they'll show some prominent features about themselves, like the kind of shoes they wear. They'll also present with some important details, maybe the birthday of the son, maybe how they'll also may sometimes show about details related to the mother as such. Maybe if they are doing some spiritual activity, then they will also show that this is the time they used to wake up in the morning. So when we share these messages, then the certain knows that, oh, she's connected to my father, or maybe she's connected to my mother, and these are the information. And then they acknowledge it, and that's how the reading goes.
All right. Arya?
Um, I was just wondering if during readings sometimes it could come up if you would see like different kind of entities that are either attached with the person or just coming up just during the reading or such, and if it ever happened that you had to do like banishing, or like does it happen, because like a lot of people are dealing with like different kinds of energies, especially if they're going through a hard time. So just I was just curious.
Okay, well, there are definitely negative entities as such which do get attached to the person auric field. Some are, I mean, like there are some people who do some practices where they intentionally ask the entities to be with a certain person because they do not want you to go to they do not want you to do well in the life. So such kind of things do happen as such. During my psychic reading sessions, there are times when we receive that information, if related to the house as such, that maybe this area of the house needs some clearing, or maybe something is there with this person as such. I haven't dealt with any negative entities as such. I believe in protection, and to always keep yourself in a very positive mindset, because if I say that yes, there are negative entities around me, the mere fact that I am saying that, I may be attracting that as well. And there are times when there may not be negative entities, but because people say that, oh my god, you're going through so much of things in the life, you may be having some negative entities, we unintentionally attract that energy. So if by chance we have attracted that energy unintentionally by saying some things, then we can always cut and clear that energy. We can call the angels to diffuse that energy, and we can also send that entity back to the light, back to the light source as well. And then there are times when there are some earthbound spirits as such which get attached. Now, earthbound spirits are those who are like narcissists and who are like abusers. If, for example, the father has abused the child throughout the life, and once they transition, they realize that what grave mistake they have done in their earthly realm, and they are like intentionally coming up. It has happened quite a few times during the readings when the father come and ask for forgiveness from the child, but there are times when the child is ready to forgive them, but then there are child when the person is not ready to forgive them. So when they are not forgiving the person, the earthbound spirit, it remains attached to them, it stays with them. Most of the times it stays with them in their home as such, because they are also in a very guilt energy, and they also don't want you to leave them because they know the damage that they have caused to your psyche as such. So this is very recent things that I have also started receiving a lot of queries related to the lost souls and negative entities and the earthbound spirits. And when I ponder back to this question, I realized that how many times during my readings I have received the message where the person is asking for forgiveness because of the XYZ thing that they have done. So then the earthbound spirit would not leave them, and then we talk to the spirit, and then we again take the assistance. So whether it is a negative entity who has been projected into your auric field to do harm to you so that you do not do well in your life, or whether it is an earthbound spirit, through communication and through the angels as such, with the assistance from the angels, you can definitely send them back to light as such. I haven't dealt done such session as yet, but there are people who do it on a regular basis. They are like that's like a new form of mediumship that is recently coming to the surface, which is rescue mediumship, or where they specifically deal with these kind of souls and then they rescue them and then they remove the negative entities as such. But then during psychic readings or during the readings, we do receive information that this area of the house needs clearing or something, or maybe the energy of this room is not good, or maybe you have to like clear your auric field as such because something is there, or maybe you have to do the spiritual cleansing thing as such. So there are practices through which we can release these negative entities as such.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Right, just yeah, hello.
So, like I have seen this thing on one of the podcasts where Shri manifested a Rudraksh out of nowhere, and he says like he has connection with these um people in the spiritual realm. So that always stayed as a question mark in my head. Now, is this possible to use these angels or uh, or spirits to manifest physical objects out of thin air, or like I'm just curious.
Um, I just want to make sure that I've understood your question. You mean to know that whether you can take assistance from angels or from the guides to manifest something in your life? Is that what you're asking?
Manifest not just something intangible, but something that is physical. Like how Shri, like showed a magic trick on a podcast where he manifested a Rudraksh, and the reason he gave is like he's in touch with spirits from a different realm where he can manifest physical things. So like I always had that curiosity to know like if he's like faking it or what, because he's a big name in the world of spirituality, right? Why would he fake it? Like, yeah, I'm just curious, like if this is something that has come in your readings where, you know, like it is, there is a possibility to manifest something physical.
As far as I know, you can always manifest maybe a house, or maybe you can manifest a relationship. You can also manifest anything which you know is for your highest good, maybe a career, or maybe something that can help you spiritually as such. I'm not sure about this person, and I've not seen the podcast as such, so I do not know much about this. But
If I just given a background, Shri M is a spiritual leader, and he came onto the podcast of this Ranveer Alawadia,
okay.
famous guy. So uh, that podcast, he like manifested Rudraj
Hmm.
from thin air, and love side that he said that because he is connected with like souls and all, he can manifest these things. This is what I understood from what love said. So as I understood, love is asking if we can also manifest just like that. I want mobile. Can I manifest mobile through like this connection with the souls and all?
I think that you can manifest something that can help you grow in your life. If
Mhm.
the manifestation is bringing you towards closer towards God, towards something that can elevate your life in a good way, then yes, you can do it. But if we are manifesting something that maybe that can cause destruction to the world, then the angels or the guides will not support us as such. And definitely through intense spiritual practices, or if we have done that inner work in our past life as such, we may have such guides who can help us in the manifestation, like the way this person manifested Rudraksh as such. So maybe he has done a lot of spiritual work, and he has this whole lot of spirit guides who is like helping him out. Like he is a big personality as such, so I'm sure that he must be having plethora of support around him as such. So if a person is doing this work, this level of work as such, maybe then they have already done that work, and that's the only reason they are doing it. So if they are doing it to educate people, to help people, then yes, this gift would grow and they would be able to do it more. But if it is just to show off, or maybe if it's coming from ego that oh I can do it, then this gift would not sustain in the long run. That's what I can
Right.
say from my own experience as such.
Right. And that's right.
So what I understand is like if you are spiritually connected, you can like do magics like this. Like, is that what you're saying or what?
If you want to do magic,
Yeah,
you're
so that is like a magic, right? Like right now, like as you're talking, you know, you'll just open your hand and a Rudraksh will appear. So that's something he did.
so
So
that's like a
so that's
mystical
something.
power that he has gained from years of practice from the past life as such. So that is
So you
something, there
can.
are a lot of people who do it.
So is it possible? It's possible? Like,
It is definitely possible. People do it. There are also magicians who do it. There are also some guides who can read the minds, who can just memorize phone numbers as such. If I am writing some number and the guide would, and the person is there, they would know, oh, this is what she is writing. So there they are receiving the information from the guide. So if this person has manifested Rudraksh just in the blink of an eye in a national television, I have not seen the podcast as such, but I'm just sharing it, then definitely he is getting that support from some higher power who is helping this person. Maybe he himself has done that intense sadhana, but definitely he alone cannot do it. He is definitely supported by some strong spirit guide who is helping him out. And whenever they do such kind of work in public, they are definitely surrounded with a plethora of protection, because they know that at that point of time there would be a lot of negative energies around there as well. So the person has huge support system from the guides as such. That's the only reason he's able to do it.
Okay.
But
Thank
yes,
you.
you can do it. If you have done, again, it all comes back to the same thing. If you have done that work, like it's not possible for a soul who is born in the first year or the second year of their life to start meditating then and there itself. It takes year of practice for you to sit in the meditation as such. So if in this life you are able to do meditation, that means you have already done that work in the past life, and the traces of that they are like coming forward in this life as well. So if the person is doing this work on a large scale, if he's doing it, that means he has done that work, and we all can do it if we give ourselves that time, and if we practice, and if we spend time working on ourselves spiritually. Like the same way I say that it's not that only few people are psychics or only few people can receive messages from guides or maybe from deceased loved ones. Everyone is psychic and everyone is capable of doing it. The only thing is that we have to believe that we can do it. Only the fear stops us from believing in ourselves and from growing as such. So if you really want to do it, then you have to start believing in it that yes, you can, you are capable enough to do it as such. And then it takes practice.
Love, does it help?
No, I understand. Like with thoughts and stuff like that, like I have experienced, but something like manifesting something physical out of nowhere is like new to me. You know,
Right.
like Jesus is known to
So maybe start
like
with
have done.
something small, and once you start receiving, maybe start with something small as such, maybe with a pen or maybe with an
Right.
ice cream as such. And slowly, when you start seeing the results, then start manifesting big things and then see what happens.
Correct. Uh, if I just add one final thing, this is I feel that this is the difference between doing and listening. Okay, the real guru never does anything by intention of doing. Things happen through. Okay, like if something has, I will call it happening rather than doing. What what has like manifested, it just happened through him rather than thinking that he wanted to do it. Okay, so that can be the difference where like we are unable to understand the difference between doing and happening. So that we can understand. Hello?
Yeah, like how I understand, like these miracles, right? Like how Jesus is known to have done lots of miracles, right? It's like out of love, it's like out of love. You when you love someone, right? Like you see them as magicians, right? Like sometimes they change their shape, they go big, you look at the sky, they are there, you look at the water, they're swimming, like that's what love does to you. So with Jesus, all these stories, like I don't believe like he has actually like done like miracles as such. It's just like the people who loved him so much, just happen to visualize him doing these things, right? So again, like when there is a thing in Bible where when he returned to his home, he couldn't do many miracles because there they did not see him as somebody who can do miracles. They always saw him as carpenter's son. I think
Mhm.
I sent a screenshot picture to Swamiji about this. I was just going down the street and I saw this on the Bible, where he performed all these miracles. We couldn't perform any miracles in his own hometown, right? So that tells like it must be like not something like it's just like Jesus can fly and stuff. It's like you love him so much that you see him everywhere, right?
Right,
So
right.
it could be something like that. That's how I understand miracles, not like how Sri Am did it. Like maybe I'm
Mhm.
ignorant right now, so that's
Right.
just my level of understanding so
That's what
far.
that's what Jesus said. That prophet is never worshipped in his own village. Okay. So that is what happens. Pateli, two questions. Um, Many people get these messages and like from souls, and they may have some experiences also, and that they get frightened. Okay, like the common thinking around souls and all that they are all bad souls and they are here to harm you. They are here to scare you. So if someone wants to go into this field, but he is still frightened whether he should go or not, what guidance you will give?
First, they have to do that inner work to work on their fears, because the mere fact that they are frightened, that means that they are not ready. And the person who is not ready for it, they would not believe in themselves and they would not be able to do this. Spirit is all about love, and once we understand this, then there is no difference between living and dead. It's just that their journey continues, but now in another plane. I remember a session where there was a healing session with a person, and I felt that the person has her parents, and the parents used to chant the name of God, and I said that this is what they are saying, and the person got frightened. She said that whether they will come here or not. No, no, I don't want to listen from them. So she was not ready. So these kind of people, when they are not ready, they don't even want to receive the message from the parents as such. She was in her around 55, 55, 57 she was. But still she was not ready for it. So those souls, they will not choose this work. And it's not that we choose the work. The work chooses us. The spiritual work will choose you, whosoever is meant to do this. We have been like trained that we have to choose which is our career. I actually never planned for this career as such.
Hmm.
Neither I planned my yoga journey, neither I planned the psychic journey, neither I planned this mediumship. I did not even know that such kind of things exist 5 years down the line, 5 years before it, as
Hmm.
such. So as I learn, as I understand myself, I realize that this is something that you have a contract with those souls for whom you are supposed to do the reading. And when they know that, this is a very interesting thing that I have like recently learned, that when the loved ones know, they are the one. First of all, we think that we are arranging the session. For example, if you are coming for the reading, you may think that I am arranging the session. No, it's the spirit of the loved one. He will arrange the session. He will intuitively, he or she would intuitively put that thought into your mind, or maybe into some other person, that there is this person, maybe you can approach this person for the reading. So the spirits will contact you and they will intuitively share the message, and then the reading happens. We do not do the reading. I mean, the sitter doesn't do the appointment as such. They make the contract and they tell the person to approach a certain medium as such, and then the session happens. And when the session happens, they are equally excited for the reading. They also, if there is a new soul which has like crossed over, they will also receive trainings from their spirit guides and from the and wherever they are like living in the afterlife, so that they can prepare themselves, because even they have to lower their vibration so that we can interact with them. When we sit for the reading, we have to raise our vibration. Spirit lowers their vibration, and then we meet on a certain level, and then the messages are shared from the spirit to my guides, and then my guides share the message to me. So it's like a three-way communication. If they are like more spirits, so there are times when it happens, like when there are like maybe three, four spirits around, and I'm just sharing the message, and the person said, "Oh, this is like my father, this is like my mother." I would not know unless and until the sitter says that this is the father, this is the mother. Then there are like more spirits around, maybe five or six spirits, and then it's me, the spirit guide, the sitter, three energies, and then maybe three in spirit.
Right.
They also do that preparation, they also prepare themselves, they are very excited to come and meet their earthly family members the way we are excited to be with them, and they are always there with us. They always, whenever we cry, whenever we miss them, whenever it is their birthday, anniversaries, They are always there around us and they are guiding us and supporting us. And some people feel, some people believe that we are disturbing by calling them. We are not disturbing them as such. It's
Mm.
like their choice whether they want to come or not. So they are the one who are making an effort to meet us.
Right.
And when they
Uh,
are ready, then the session would not happen as such.
right. Uh, on the same point, like if you are having these experience when like a normal person is having like some experiences of soul talking to them or some messages coming through souls and all, is it right to say that universe is giving indication that you have potential to deal with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now it's the person's wish if they want to go on that path or they don't want to go on that path. If
Yes.
they decide not to go on that path, the same potential will be given to another person. Universe will choose another person. You don't want to utilize the potential? Okay, let me go to the other person. Is it the way?
It also depends actually, sir, on the soul contract. If we have a soul contract that we are supposed to do this work, like we have been like taught by our teachers that if I'm doing this reading, for example, for you, we already have a soul contract. If there's a spirit which is coming through, I already have a soul contract with that spirit. So whosoever I'm going to meet in this earthly realm, whether it is Ria, love, whether it is Vimiji, anyone who is, we already have made a soul contract that we would be meeting at this particular point of time, and we would be sharing messages or whatsoever it is. So maybe at that point of time the person is not ready, but the person is ready after 5 years.
I'm talking about from the reader's point of view. If you don't decide not to go on this path as a reader,
Then it will come
this
again.
potential, this potential which you are given will be shifted to another person because you are not utilizing it. Why to like spoil it?
I feel that universe will give you chances
Hmm.
till the time you feel that you are ready for it, because there are people who have received these psychic messages when they were in their 20s. They decided not to follow the call, and now they are doing it on a full-fledged scale in their 50s, in their 40s, and even in their 60s. There are people who have like
Hmm.
started doing this work. So universe will keep on pushing you, the universe will keep on throwing things towards your path, so that because they want to prepare you for it. And the only reason it is happening is because there is a contract that you have signed with the creator that you would be doing this work, because this is the way by which you are serving the humanity. So what I believe is that if there is a contract, and if it is written that you are supposed to do it, you will be doing it, maybe not on a massive scale, maybe not on a small scale, but you will be getting this opportunity different times in your life, unless and until you feel that now you are courageous and brave enough to follow this.
Right.
Because in the beginning, definitely when you start doing this work, when you start receiving the messages, when you start when those all paranormal things start happening, definitely fear does come. And it has happened with me as well, like when I used to receive those messages, and at that point of time it was the winter season, and I used to sleep alone in my room, and I didn't used to disturb my mother, and I used to receive those messages, and I used to see that no one is around, and then there was some paranormal activities like the flashing of the lights and all that in the middle of the night as such. Suddenly something would happen, and you know that it's there because wherever they are there is no time, and that we have to set boundaries with the spirit. This is sleep time, it's 12 o'clock at night, it's 2 o'clock, I need to sleep, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So it does happen because they are equally excited to talk to you. So the fear would come. They want to talk to you again and again, and you also have to set boundaries. You also have to train them that this is like my working time. Please come when I am working. This is my sleep
Right.
time. Tell your spirit guides that if a spirit comes, please tell them that now I am sleeping. So, but yes, you have to deal with your fears. You have to be brave enough. Uh, and once you reach that stage, only then you would feel comfortable in their presence.
Ria, you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, she kind of answered my question, but also I did want to mention that sometimes, like to your point, when you say like why spoil it, but sometimes it is the same creator or the same universe that puts you in circumstances where you cannot necessarily like devote a lot of time to that purpose. So it's
Mhm.
kind of a paradox because like it's like if you were put here because of a contract and that's your purpose, then why would you run into circumstances that delay or that make it difficult? That was just a thought I just had.
Mhm.
So there are times when some stuff would happen and we would be presented with chaotic and challenging situation, and that is also part of our spiritual contract as such. Because as soul helpers or as psychics, or when you are doing this work, we would be placed in situation where we will have to deal a lot of stuff. So in that kind of situation or the scenario, we have to like sometimes take ourselves out of that situation. We have to like focus on ourselves, we have to do the healing work on ourselves. And then it's like a continuous work in process. When you feel that you are ready for it, maybe again take some time to sit with your soul, take some time to sit with the spirit guide. And maybe not every day, but maybe once in a week, or maybe 3 or 4 days in 15 days, give some time to a spiritual practice if you feel that you have been called enough in that direction as such. Because life, especially for these people, it would not be easy, and the universe will throw challenging situation as such. And that's like a magic of this work, that we have to put our own personal problems aside and we have to help everyone who is coming into a forefront. Because if we have this gift, then we also have received this wisdom, or this insight from the universe as such, to deal with it. So you may think that things are delayed, but nothing is delayed as such. You will start doing
Right.
it when you feel that you are ready. And there are times when you may have to give break in the journey as such. Like for example, I was not doing this for maybe 15-20 days, when things were like up and down in my life as such. And again, in my life, things are not always rosy as such. There are times when I don't do readings as such, when I'm going through my own personal things as such. So there I'll take time for my own self-care, I deal with my own personal stuff, and when I'm ready, I'll again start doing this work. So start doing whatsoever you think that you should be doing, because if you feel that this is your calling. And don't take the pressure on yourself that you are late for anything, because everything that is happening is in your divine order. Whenever you are ready, you would be doing that work, and you would not even know that that day has come as such. Nothing is decided as such, like in 2 years I would be doing it as such. Like the kind of questions the managers ask in corporate world, what do you see yourself 5 years down the line? Now I feel that this is the most rubbish question, because even I don't know what I would be doing 5 years down the line as such. So few things we have to like just keep it to the universe and ask for help, and we would be like doing it whenever the universe, and whenever we feel that now things are in alignment, now I'm ready to do it. But just stop taking pressure on yourself, and this journey should not be rushed at all.
Right. Another question, like if we connect these like bodies, there is this concept of chakras, right? Seven chakras, like 1, 5, 6, 7. This is seven bodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every body is like related to one chakra, correct? Right?
Sorry, which is related to one chakra?
Every like we have like total seven bodies.
Huh.
Every body is related to one chakra, connected with one chakra, right? Now, if we say the physical body, the outer body, it collapses. The moment someone passes away, it collapses. Mental body, mind goes into the journey of the next physical body. Okay. Then, so the soul which you are connecting with is at which level?
This is like far beyond this as well.
Right?
Like this is I mean like I do not categorize the soul in the seven chakra level as such. It's like they are at a different wavelength, they are at a different frequency as such. So it's like the spirit guides, sorry, the deceased loved ones, spirit guides, angels, and then the ascended masters, and then all those higher uh, beings as such.
Okay. So if we go into that example again, Swati, her father and mother,
Hmm.
their souls contacted. Okay. Or we can say mother came up. So can you like find out at which which body they belong to, or we cannot find out of these seven bodies?
I do not understand that, sir.
Okay, fine, no problem. Uh, in this book, The In Search of Miracles, Osho talks about it. Like seven chakras, every chakra is related with one body, and one of the body is always there, intact. Okay. So I was just like curious if uh, like I forgot the number, which number of the body is always intact. Okay. So I was just curious if the soul which you contact or they contact you is the same number of the body.
I have not read about this, so maybe that's the reason I
Okay,
do
no
not
problem.
know
No.
much about it as such.
And another like the question which I asked, like it came from the if you have read that book, The Alchemist of Paulo Coelho. In that book, this was the situation. Because mind goes into like comfort zone. So there was this guy, the main character of that story, like a small boy, and he's going into the search of the treasure. Okay, and he reaches a place where he guides the king, and that king was very happy with the guidance he got, and he told the boy that now you can stay with us. Okay, now you need not to go anywhere. You just stay with us, and you I will make you minister and all that. You will be like having everything whatever you want. So mind goes into like comfort zone. This boy asked his guru, the alchemist, that now why I need to go in search of treasure. Okay, so Guru says that you are getting this position because of your intuition. Okay, now if you go into this comfort zone, you will stop using your intuition. You will stop using your powers. And if you are not using it, no problem for the existence. Existence will transfer these powers to another person. Okay, because you are not utilizing what you have got. So why it should be wasted with you? Let it be utilized with some other person. And once it gets transferred, they will kick you off. The people who are giving you ministership and all, they will kick you off because they are giving ministers because of these powers. Okay. So from this, the question came up that if Fatehjiit doesn't utilize this potential which he is given, whether this potential will transfer to another person or it will stay with you.
So the same answer I would say that
Right.
that I've given, that I would be like presented with these opportunities again and again. Either I would pick them up or maybe I will not pick them up. But till now I haven't learned it from anyone that if you will not utilize it and it would be transferred. I have not read about it and I have not learned about it from any of my mentors. So I cannot say about that, sir. But what I have observed and what I have learned from people is that there have been like people who were psychics, when even when they were kid they used to see spirits, but then they were like constantly shut down with their family members, and then they didn't do that work, and
Mm.
in their 20s, in their 30s, they started exploring themselves, and now they are doing it. And then there are people who were, they were kids who were like born psychics and they could see the spirits, and but the family also understood them. And now because the kid is like being very very well taken care of, and the kid is like boosted with the confidence, now they are like doing it on a massive level because now they have the support. And then there
Is
are
this
people who have like just started off doing this work in their 60s as such. I have seen those people. They said that we thought that we can do it, but then we were always shut down with the family members. Now in their 60s they have finally started listening to the soul, and now they are doing it.
right? It also means that, like what Ria was asking, suppose like I have these um, indications coming from the universe that I can do this kind of work and all, but my father is not doing well. Okay, I need to take care of him. I have to first look after that responsibility. And after like 5 years, let's suppose he passed it away. Okay. As I understood, what it means is that my karma with my father is more prominent right now
Hmm.
in comparison to my karma with the people whom I will get linked to through this knowledge. Okay. So first of all, I have to look after these responsibilities. I have to sort them out. Now I am free. That karma is over. Now I can move into this direction. Does it make sense?
Yes, it also happens in that way, but then there are times when it may also happen that you may certainly be fired from your job, and then you don't know out of a sudden what all you could be doing, and then the universe gives you a slight nudge. Maybe it is time for you to start exploring yourself, maybe start studying or start doing this business and all that. So you will be receiving those kind of answers from information and insights from the universe also.
Great. Okay, great session. Love, Ria, Stable, Angie, anyone wants to ask anything? Okay. Right. Thank you, Fatehjiit, for this interesting session. Very interesting topic. So basically, uh, the message is either you are a counselor or a counselor, you should not be frightened. You should not be scared.
Yeah, first, whenever we do any of this metaphysical work, first we have to like clear away all the fears. And even I would say the spirits, they also test you. They'll test you for 3 months to see whether you are capable enough to deliver the message from the family members as such. Once you pass those, this is what I've been like told by one of my teacher, that for 3 months they will test you, and once they see that now you are like religiously and consistently you are very interested to do this, then they will also give you extra support and extra guidance, and they will also help you flourish as well. But
Mhm.
this is fear, and whether you would be able to do this or do it or not, and fear of these the paranormal things that may happen when the spirit tries to show them to you and all that. This is something, it's all part of a healing journey, and we all should be ready for it. Even there are like some new timers or new people who step into the psychic and the mediumship work. They are always confronted with this fear, and they always have to like make that initial effort to silence the ego and to work from the soul level, and to tell themselves that they are ready, because every time you will sit for the reading you will have this fear headstrong right away in front of you telling you that no, you can't do it. And then every time you have to tell them that I can work on my fears, and I know that I can give, and this is going to be my best reading. So this will happen consistently every day, every time, every reading. This would happen initially a lot, till the time you have worked on yourself and you have mastered the art of saying no to the ego, and no to fear, and yes to love. And then you will also start feeling more confident, and then your readings would also flow effortlessly, and you will, and the kind of information that you will present to the sitter would be applicable, because everything that you are sharing, they would say that yeah, everything is right, because now you are not working from the fear state. Because if you are doing, and if you are sitting for the reading in a fear based energy, the readings would not be accurate, and the sitter would not resonate with the messages that you are sharing. They would only resonate when it is coming from love,
Mm,
when you're working
One
on the
final
fear.
thing, one final thing is like, suppose someone manipulates his power.
Huh.
Suppose someone uses these powers to manipulate people. Someone like Rasputin in Russia, who manipulated like mystical powers to like take control of the Tsar. I think, and normal people can also do like, can be manipulated and all at lower level, not at Tsar level, but at lower level. Then how
Then
universe
powers
will
will
be?
be initially when, if the person manipulate these powers, and if the person start using these spiritual powers for some destructive purpose, first of all he would be creating his own karma, and secondly after a certain period of time he would be engulfed himself. He would be engulfing himself in his own karmic level to such an extent that he would lose his powers altogether, and this would happen.
Yeah,
Whenever the universe feels that now it is time for us to take away these powers because he is actually misusing it, he would definitely be given some warnings. But if he is not ready to act on it, if he is not ready to repent, and if he is continuing doing it, it would be taken away from him. But yes, initially, in initial days, he or she would be successful. He or she can definitely manifest good whatsoever he bad things or whatsoever he wants to do. But eventually, whatsoever you are doing it will come back to you. So it will be taken away, and then you yourself will be in your own shit in the end. And then the
right.
karma that you create when you do such stuff, it will take lot of lifetimes, I would say, for you to get rid of that karma. And then nobody can save you from that situation, and you really have to beg from the creator for all the wrongdoings that you have done, because you have misused something that could be used for a higher purpose. So in that case, the punishment or the karma that will come back to you, it's not something that is well talked about. So
Right. Okay. Thank you. Any further questions, comments, closing remarks? Anyone? Okay. Right. Thank you, Fatehjiit, for this enlightening session. I hope listeners and the audience of this class will be benefited. I hope you will continue to help us. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share, and have a great not day, night,
We can.
weekend. Yeah. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes.
Bye bye.